We started off the year with the Clash here last Sunday, along with qualifying, and we qualified third and had a shot at winning the Clash on the last lap. So ran up front, led a lot of laps, and then this past July we won here in Daytona. So to say we have a lot of confidence would maybe be an understatement. We feel really, really good about the Daytona 500. Certainly you have to catch some breaks along the way, but we feel like the pieces that we can control, we're in a good position to do so, and hopefully we can get that first Daytona 500 win.
I know last year you didn't have the Daytona 500 you wanted to have. What did you guys learn as a team?
Well, last year's Daytona 500 was not good at all. We had a great race in the preliminaries, and we thought we were going to be in great shape, and we unloaded our 500 car, and it was a disaster. I think we learned from it and applied some new lessons, and we unloaded our Daytona 500 car this year after a strong run in the Clash and the preliminary races, and it's a lot faster, a lot better, and I feel a lot more confident.
You have a whole new look, I guess, to the entire league this year with Carl Edwards out, Tony Stewart out. What's the level of competition look like this year?
Well, you know, every year there's always going to be some kind of change. That's just part of life. Those two are really good drivers, you know, for different reasons. They're both either retired or not around anymore, depending on how you define that one. And you know what, that's okay. There's a lot of other great drivers, and one day it's going to be me that's retired, and there's going to be another great driver to replace me. So the competition level is always going to be great. We have great kind of feeder systems, so to speak, with the second and third tier in NASCAR. You know, those seats are full of champions and great drivers.
I know this is sort of a, I guess you could say, a one-off race because this is the granddaddy of them all, if you will. How important, though, is it to start the season off on a good note?
Well, I think every season you want to start on a good note, but this year is maybe more important than ever with the new format that we have for awarding the championship at the end of the year, and the ability to accumulate points at this point in the season that will count towards that format in the playoffs later this year. So there's more relevance than ever before, and I feel like you're going to see more pressure and more moments along the way.
Do you like the new points format?
I really do. We're part of the group that created it. I'm proud of that committee. And the idea behind it was quite simple: how to make every race count, how to make every moment relevant, how to create more moments for fans to make them want to watch and tune in for a whole race instead of just the end or instead of just one race. And I think this format in the long haul is going to be a huge success for NASCAR and its fans.
I know we're obviously up in Louisville, so we got Kentucky Speedway right in our backyard. You're the defending champ of that race. How difficult will it be to repeat up there, and what difficulties does that track bring to the table?
Well, you know, it's a bit of an unknown because it was repaved, to my understanding, last year, which we raced on. I thought we were really good before the repave, and then we were just okay there this past year, caught a few breaks and won the race, which is part of how it goes. Sometimes you catch bad breaks and you lose a race you should have won, and sometimes you catch good breaks and you win a race you shouldn't have. That was kind of us this past year at Kentucky. But as we were starting to kind of figure that track out, there were some issues with the pavement, and I heard now that it's been repaved again. So it's really difficult to answer that until we get on that track and get going on that race weekend. But certainly Kentucky in general has been a good track for us, and we always enjoy going there.
And then just the taste of trying to get back in that championship circle after the season is over. How much is that driving you again this year, knowing what it tasted like a couple seasons ago? Yeah,
you know, we've been there. We've won a championship. We've knocked on the door to win a second and a third. It hasn't come across. I feel like we can do it. We just got to get everything to fall right. And it's not even necessary that we need good luck. We just need to not have some bad luck. And we've had great seasons the last few years, winning, you know, I think 9 races or 10 races the last 3 years, and we want to keep that rolling.
You got champagne after Formula One races. You have milk after the Indy 500. How much do you want to make Miller Lite the drink to drink after the Daytona 500?
Well, I don't think I'd complain one bit, and I'm not sure any of the fans would either, but we've had a blast, and that's one of the pleasures of having Miller Lite as a sponsor, is we get to do some cool things in Victory Lane, and even maybe a little bit afterwards that you don't see, but it would be really great to do that at Daytona.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brad. Good luck this week.